Hey everybody, I'm Joe. This is my Sanctuary and welcome back to Exotics Chill. Today we are doing an unboxing. So if you recognize this box, good on you. If you're a tarantula keeper, this is from Fear not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. I paid for this with my own money. This is the Naughty or Nice deal that they had over the holidays. They were delaying shipment, so that's why it's coming in now, just because of weather and temperature and things of that nature. So the box is already open because I had to check to see if the animals were alive because it was delayed. The reason it was delayed is because I live in New Jersey and we had a state of emergency for a flood issue, right? We had a ton of rain, flood warnings everywhere, state of emergency. So yesterday I actually took off work to try to go down to FedEx, which is a half hour from me in each direction, to pick up the package, and it was flooded shut. I tried again in the afternoon, another half hour each way, to get the spiders, and they actually parked a garbage truck across the street, so we couldn't even get through if we wanted to try to ford the water. But it was very deep. I drive a truck and it wasn't something I wanted to get through. Landscaping trucks behind me, couldn't get through it. Tractor trailers were very slowly slugging through it. Anyway, went back today. Flooding had pretty much subsided. Still very, very wet down there. But I did get the animals. I opened them up, make sure they were okay. They are. So I'm going to unbox them now, and we're going to get them rehoused. This kit came with the enclosures for each of these animals. So I'm just going to do everything that they gave me. I'm not going to embellish with my own stuff. I'm not going to add anything else to it, and I'm going to use everything that's in there. So if you're a first-time buyer and you got this package, pretty great set of species in my opinion to start with. Curly hair takes a little while to grow, GBB not so much, but let's go ahead and get them started. And if you're a newbie, you can work with everything in here. These are habitat included spiders. So excuse the crinkling. Go ahead and get them out. This is Habitat 1. This is Habitat 2. I only know that because it was open before, so I can find the spiders. I rewrapped them just for this video. You're welcome. And this comes with the key pack and everything, so they were going to be okay. I'm going to get rid of that box, and we are going to work with what we got. Alright, so this first one is the larger enclosure. It's the cylindrical shape. That is actually very nice. I actually got a G Pulcra, another very good deal from Fear Not. Again, not sponsored, pay for it with my own $100 money. In the same enclosure, and it's been working out great. I'm looking at it right now. That spider is growing well and looking awesome. Growing faster than my other G Pulcra. So let's go ahead and get this open. These are the spiders, so be very careful. If you also got this package, or if you get anything from Fear Not, they usually color code the tissue paper. So I'm going to go ahead and, sorry again for the crinkling. Do my best not to move the spiders around as they're in here. So here we go. The two enclosures are taped together like this. So this is, let's get that off of there, the curly hair and the GBB. I think we're going to start with the curly hair, as that's the smaller specimen that's going to go in this smaller enclosure. So let's get that unwrapped, and then we can work with the curly hair, and then we'll go ahead and do the GBB. So the enclosure for the curly hair, it's even already labeled, which I love. I'm going to replace that with my own just for uniformity. Unsure if that's a word, but to keep it uniform with the rest of my enclosures. I have my own label maker, and it has its own font, so I'm going to do that. So this just looks like a dram vial, which it is. Doesn't look like it. It is a dram vial, but it looks like it's just full of substrate. Curly hairs are going to want to burrow at this small size. You'll see when I get it unboxed. So I think all I'm going to do is kind of drop some water down the side of this, make a little hole. It's actually kind of steamy in there. I'm going to air out a little bit. It's been warm with the heat pack. So I'm going to drop a little water down the side, just like that, and we get nice little water around the bottom. Not too much. It'll burrow to it. You don't want to soak the whole thing. Something like this without many holes in the top is going to take a while to drain. I know I said I was going to do it as is, but I am going to poke some holes in the top of this cap, otherwise it's air's tight, which is not good. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a little bit more water, just a tiny bit. Again, they'll burrow to it and find it themselves. So let's move the GBB into its house over there. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to pack that in a little bit. Make sure we get some water on that piece of sphagnum in there. And then we're going to go ahead and get the curly hair out. So Fear Not always packs these in sphagnum moss. A lot of dealers will do that. I've noticed quite a few of them. I actually prefer paper towels. I think it keeps moisture a little better, and they're easier to handle getting out of the dram vials. But the sphagnum moss you can use in the enclosure, and I intend to do that with this little one, the little list there. If I can get the tape off my finger. So my first tarantula was actually a curly hair, and I got her as an adult. Had her the entire time I've had tarantulas. She's still kicking. She's over there. Her name is Sheila. I don't generally name spiders, but my first one deserves it. She's the queen here. I'm going to pop the cap off this. And I thought it would be fun to kind of raise a little baby one, because I've had the adult for so long. I'm going to get a baby. So here we go. She's already I call them all she. It's wishful thinking, but we're going to get her out here like this. She's crawling back down. You'll be able to see her when she comes out, but she's very, very small. These spiderlings it's always crazy how small they are when they get shipped. But it's well fed. I think it's got all 8 limbs. Here she comes. Let's try to scooch her out a little bit. So there she is at the end of the sphagnum moss right here. So that's her. Right there at the end of the moss. No way the camera's going to be able to pick that up. But what I'm going to do is just drop her in on the sphagnum moss like this, and then she'll find her way like that. I'm also going to leave some sphagnum moss, so it looks like she's off. Okay, so she's off. I'm going to just crunch this up a little bit. I'm going to soak in a little bit of water, and I'm just going to stick it in the side there. And that way it'll keep moisture in there. Generally when they get older, I just leave like with my queen over there, Sheila, the adult female that I have, I just leave a water dish and kind of overfill it once every few weeks. She's not keen on too much moisture, she doesn't like it. But for the slings at this little size, you definitely want to keep moisture for them. So they'll burrow, won't need much cover. The dirt will end up making cover for them, and that's fine and good, that's cool. I'm going to chop up some tiny bits of mealworm. One small, medium-small mealworm cut into 4 bits is a good enough size. They'll scavenge when they're this big, so she's kind of looking around in there, and that's pretty much it for the curly hair. So I'll get her fed up, or make sure that she's fed, and I'll keep you posted on her progress. But I believe that they're on the slower end of growth. I've never raised one, only ever had one as an adult. But I'll keep you posted on the progress of these guys. I think this will be a fun little trip that we're taking. I forgot to poke the holes in this. Un momento, por favor. So I just have a tack here, just like this. I burn the tips of them so they're sterile all the time. It's just a little neurotic thing I do. So this is clean, and I'm just poking 5 holes in the top here. Maybe I'll go for more than 5. But that's the issue with the dram vial. When you have dram vials like this with holes in the top, the water will evaporate quicker, which is okay because eventually it's going to be more on the drier side. At least that's how I keep them. But you can see the spider right here at the front, at the bottom. It's nice and moist. There's some wet sphagnum, and I'll drop the mealworm chunks in there for her to scavenge on. But yeah, that's it. I'm really looking forward to raising her up. She's active, looking around, all 8 legs, good size abdomen. Her mirror patch looks great. I'm super excited to have a little baby curly hair to raise up. These can be very, very long lived if you get a female and you take good care of them. I expect my queen to go for quite a while longer, even though I got her as an adult female. Okay, little curly hair. Welcome to the gang. Next one is going to be a little more fun. This one's a little bigger. It was also at the top of its enclosure, so it'll be fun to get out. let's go ahead and unbox what they put in the habitat that they include. I don't know why I give it air quotes, it is a habitat. So nice baggie of dirt here. It's probably vermiculite or peat, something like that. It's nice and soft. This is good stuff because it will retain moisture very well. We got a couple chunks of silk plants here. I use these all the time, just kind of bury them in a little bit. They like using them for cover. They can climb on them if it gets too moist in there. Things of that nature. And if it's too moist, they don't want the water. A couple of these little chunks of cork bark, which I will include in there. I'll probably put one buried and one on a couple on top. And this tiny little mushroom. I'm unsure if you can see that, but that's super cute. I'm going to put that in there, and it's nice and small. It's rounded. I no worries about it poking or falling on that. That's totally fine. It will treat that like a rock, and I will treat it like a beautiful little decoration. Okay, GBB. The green bottle blue, don't ask me to pronounce the scientific name. You don't have to ask me, I'll just tell you. Chromatopelma Cyaneopubescens. I feel like I just knocked that out of the park. Good, I needed that little confidence booster today. So I noticed on the sticker here that they put it molted on 12/27. So a little after Christmas this said molted. It is now during filming January 11th. So couple weeks, this will be okay, especially at this size. And you'll see the size when I get there. She's already moving around again. She just wishful thinking. And we're going to get her put into this once we get it set up. I can see her crawling around on the lid there. You can see the little tippy tappers moving around. So recent molt, that's fine. I'm going to not mark that in. I have a Tarantula Keeper's journal over here, so I'll get these guys added to it later. Let's go ahead and get the enclosure set up. So first we'll start with the dirt. Nice little Ziploc baggie full of dirt. This will probably pack it in, fill up pretty good actually. But I'm going to go ahead and set it up as semi-arboreal because I believe that that is a thing, and I do like giving them the chance to both burrow and web and climb if they want to. Give them the option. They're the animals. They know what's best. So I'm going to take my tweezers like this, and so I can bury it down. If I use my finger, it just kind of comes back up with the finger. So I'm just going to stick that in there like that, hold it down, pack the dirt in around it, hold the top, and kind of excavate under it a little bit. Got it packed in nice and good. I'm going to do the same, just right next to it, make a little side of leafage. And get the dirt over there. So like I told you, it sticks to my finger. Press from the side. Okay. Fan the leaves out a little bit. The leaves, I don't know, it keeps sticking to my finger. Super annoying. I'm going to add just a little bit of water to this. Just dump down the side. Completely missed. So a little bit of water. GBBs do like it a little arid. This is a younger one. It's recently molted. It may be looking for some hydration, which is fine. And I'll do that. Add the little mushroom right here on the side so I can see it. Pack the dirt down. Add the little mushroom. Sprinkle on the cork bark, Salt Bay style. They all landed in the same spot. Okay, so this is the enclosure that Fear Not gave. I kind of just packed it all together in the enclosure itself. The mushroom rolling around already. Stick that in. Okay, so mushroom in, plants are in, and we'll let her rearrange the enclosure as she sees fit. Take this out a little bit again. I can feel the moisture at the bottom. Okay, so let's go ahead and get her out of her vial. So she's currently on the side. I have my catch cup ready to go there. So I'm ready if she is. Get rid of this tape. Easier than last time. Go ahead and get the cap off this. Just like that, nice and easy. Okay, so she's on the side here. I'm sure you can see that, just like that. I'm going to pull out some of this fat, and there she goes. She's already crawling. So I think what I want to do, if she figures it out. Okay. So I'm just going to direct her back in just like that. I didn't even have to touch her, and she knows to go back that way, just because there's a stick in the other direction that she's probably a little afraid of. I'm going to use some of the sphagnum again that we was packed with. Recently molted, but she looks very well fed, so that's quality animals that you get from Fear Not. Again, not an ad, not sponsored, just they know what they're doing. They're very good at it. So I'm going to pack that in there. I'm going to get the lid on there, and wow, speedy. Did not expect that. I didn't know GBBs can move like that. Like I said, first GBB, never really wanted one. Now I have one. I'm looking forward to it. They're gorgeous. I don't know why I wouldn't. That zipping around was pretty fun. I enjoyed that. I do like the zippier spiders. They add a level of intensity that I kind of look for, because otherwise, you know, spiders are sort of set and forget, and they're a little boring, but I'm going to go ahead and just close the lid. And these already have the pre-drilled hole, so I don't have to worry about poking anything or drilling anything into it. And I'm going to get a label on this one, and I will keep you guys posted on the journey with both my curly hair and my GBB. I'm looking forward to growing them up. It's going to be a fun one. That's a fun one just because I have the adult female. I know that they're very prevalent in the hobby, and long-time keepers aren't crazy enthused about them, but I love them all. And GBB seems to be a hobby favorite. Looking forward to it. Coming up, I have a lot of things to do. I got to rehouse isopods. I have lava isopods, dare cow isopods. They're propagating. Got to put them in a different box. I have an OBT, a Kigoma, that needs to be rehoused. I got it in a small box, and it's molted twice in that box. That's on me. Should have rehoused it a long time ago, but that's due. I'm sure there's a few more I'm forgetting as I go through it. Just had a couple of my Aphonopelma slings molt. They take forever to grow, so I'm very excited about that. So in a few weeks, once those harden up and they eat again, I'll put them into something bigger, because they're pretty much maxed out on their little cubes on the sling side I have over here. So that's it, guys. Stick around for the journeys of these two, my GBB and my curly hair sling, and I will see you next time, and I'll bring you some rehouses and everything else. Love your animals. Be safe out there.